Your Town Oswego is presented by Fusillo Auto Group and Cayuga Medical Center.
Welcome to our special Your Town series. As we continue tonight, we begin with Sky Eye 1 soaring over the beautiful Oswego waterfront, Oswego's harbor. Just a gorgeous evening out here. Good evening, I'm Matt Mulcahy.
Hi everyone, I'm Megan Coleman. A gorgeous evening as we begin Harbor Fest here in Oswego and our special live broadcast as we explore Oswego. You know, over the next couple of days, tens of thousands of people are expected to come here to the port city to take in the sights and sounds of this beautiful community.
It's clearly Oswego's biggest summertime event, really one of the big ones for all of Central New York. And one unique thing about it is that you can bring your boat and be part of this as a water festival, either on the river or here in the harbor.
All right, so let's give you a sense of where we're located. We are just a short drive from Syracuse, about 45 minutes northwest of Syracuse. It's home to SUNY Oswego, and it sits right along the shoreline of Lake Ontario, the smallest, in fact, of the Great Lakes.
A live look over Harbor Fest, which is celebrating its 32nd year here in Oswego, one of the largest free music festivals in the state, by the way. This year, the festival will host more than 30 musical acts across 4 different venues throughout the city, including the main stage just a few hundred yards from where we are here at Breitbeck Park.
Yeah, you can enjoy all kinds of family fun here over the weekend. Great midway rides as well. Also, helicopter rides for just $20 a person throughout the weekend. And we begin our coverage here tonight with our Lauren Khalil. She is taking us to new heights tonight above the city of Oswego. Lauren.
Hey everybody, we are inside the helicopter right now with Paratus Air. They are offering rides to folks here at Harbor Fest all weekend long. So without any further ado, let's go up and away and take a look at the beautiful scenic area here. So we're about to take off. You can hear the noise. It's getting a little bit louder in here, but what a great way to see Harbor Fest and beautiful Lake Ontario. Whoa, from up in the sky. Not a better view than being up here, and especially on a day like today, barely a cloud in the sky. We see blue skies, and looking down, this is pretty awesome. Again, you can do this at Harbor Fest all weekend long. Right now, there's really not too long of a line either. We've been seeing folks get on these rides. They go up for a couple minutes. Incredible way to see the city of Oswego. Right now, we're taking you through kind of the downtown area. But what an incredible way to, you know, get something off your bucket list. We were speaking to a couple of people who live in Oswego a little bit earlier, and they said this is something that they wanted to do for years. Finally had the opportunity to come here at Harbor Fest, and plenty of things that you can do at Harbor Fest tonight and all weekend long. A bunch of rides, games, there's some live music as well as foods. You got to get your fair food in during the fair food season, but again, up in the air in the helicopter. What a perfect way to see Oswego and Harbor Fest. We'll be coming at you live throughout our entire shows from Harbor Fest. For now, reporting live in the sky in Oswego, I'm Lauren Khalil. Back to you guys.
Wow.
What a view.
How cool.
Yeah, that's really tremendous to get that live view as Harbor Fest really gets rolling. We've seen a lot of activity already, even early on this Friday night.
So there's a lot going on here at Harbor Fest this weekend, including a lot of musical acts. The Devonshires will take center stage, and we're going to talk about that in just a moment.
One of the biggest highlights is the fireworks by Grucci, one of the best fireworks displays in the area. That kicks off at 9:30 tomorrow night, and we got to admit, we're at one of the great vantage points for that, overlooking the break wall in Lake Ontario. That's where the fireworks will shoot off about 24 hours from now. What a sight to see.
Yeah, that's right. And there's a lot of great musical acts going on all throughout the weekend here at Harbor Fest, including the Devonshires. They are going to rock the Lakeview stage at Breitbeck at 7:45 tonight. They have performed with countless music legends like Joe Cocker, the Doobie Brothers, Eddie Money, and REO Speedwagon. Then this year's headliner, Smash Mouth, will rock out the main stage here.
Yeah, the rock band known for songs like Walking on the Sun, All Star, their cover of the Monkees or Neil Diamond's I'm a Believer.
That's right.
They'll take center stage at 9:45 tonight. Meteorologist Peter Hall's with us tonight. And Peter, we were chatting about about Smash Mouth, and that really it was Neil Diamond wrote I'm a Believer. Then the Monkees made it famous, but Smash Mouth does it great.
A great band, right. You know, talking about the weather, here in Oswego, we're absolutely perfect with lots of sunshine. Really nice. I've been on my phone here and actually talking to you guys about the fact that we've had some very hit and miss thunderstorms.
We drove through one coming up from Syracuse.
It went right through North Syracuse, and then they kind of fall apart, rain themselves out, and then new ones have formed. In fact, let's take a look at some of the information here. We actually, believe it or not, have a flood advisory, an urban and small stream flood advisory for poor drainage. That thunderstorm action is actually just drifting around. Notice that the heaviest part of the thunderstorm is now between Nedrow and Manlius, roughly from about Fabius Pompey to about the Jamesville DeWitt area, kind of meandering eastbound towards, if anything, the heaviest stuff may actually go into the Manlius and Delphi area, and Fayetteville might be right on the edge of this too. Elsewhere, not much of anything. The graphics show you coming up next. It's a summertime weather pattern. Summer in the city. How about Love and Spoonful? You definitely have that going on through this weekend. Yeah. Very warm to borderline hot. We'll talk about that and any other thunderstorms that may pop up in a few minutes.
All right, but all in all, A-OK for HarborFest.
Yeah,
right
and just enough breeze right off the lake right now.
Yeah, it's so pretty right here.
Yeah, thank you, Peter. We have more coming up as we continue our live broadcast from here at HarborFest.
That's right, but first we want to get to some of the news headlines today, and including an important sentencing handed down today in Onondaga County Court. The man who set the fire that killed his family sleeping in their Fitch Street home in Syracuse will spend the rest of his life in prison. The judge called him despicable and evil and went on to say that he wishes he could force Charles Dubois to listen to the chilling and terrifying 911 calls made by his mother and brother.
The fire killed 45-year-old Susan Wagner, 16-year-old Michael Dubois, 18-year-old Karina Dubois, and her 1-year-old son Hunter. Prosecutors say Dubois walked a dog through the neighborhood while the family burned inside that house. Our Tara Gibbons has the follow-up from inside the courtroom.
Charles Dubois will spend the rest of his life in prison. When the judge asked if he had anything to say, he said he had nothing to say. But the judge had plenty to say. He called Dubois despicable and evil. Charles Dubois, no tears, no remorse. His family still left with the pain of never seeing their 4 family members ever again. Dubois killed his mother, brother, sister, and 1-year-old's nephew.
There is a sense of closure and justice. When you invest so much time and effort into a case, you know, it's nice to see it through to the end and see a just result.
When the judge sentenced Dubois, he said he wished he could force Dubois to listen to the 911 calls made by his mother and brother every day.
You be made to listen to those horrible, chilling, and terrifying 911 calls made by your own mother and your brother as they pled for help and gasped for life because of this fire that you quite clearly set.
Chief Michael Mons and some of his firefighters attended the sentencing. Chief Mons expressed how this tragedy has taken a toll on his department. Now he wants some closure.
We want to make sure, you know, what can we do to try to avoid these types of situations in the future, and this process helps us to, you know, figure out a way so things like this don't happen again.
Dubois' family declined to comment on the sentence, but they were very emotional in court. Now Dubois has the opportunity to appeal. For now, reporting in Syracuse, I'm Tara Gibbons.
Police make an arrest in the shooting death of a teen near McKinley Park in Syracuse, whose family says he was in the wrong place at the wrong time. 18-year-old Amir Bordes is charged with second-degree murder, criminal possession of a weapon. The court papers say that he sat in the passenger seat of a car, reportedly shooting out the window. 18-year-old Jameer Gallard was hit and later died. The documents say Bordes was working with someone during the shooting. It's not clear yet if Syracuse police have made a second arrest in that case. Syracuse police are searching for this man. Officials say 29-year-old James Everson is wanted for criminal contempt in the first degree. Police say it's possible he's armed. Everson's last known address is on Eveline Avenue, but police say he is known to frequent the Eastwood neighborhood, Syracuse's South Side, and Liverpool. Anyone with information asked to call the Syracuse police. And a fire destroys a Lincourt home and kills the family dog inside. It happened just after 11 this morning on Snyder Avenue. Deputies say 2 people were inside when this home started to fill with smoke. They had to smash out a window to get out. They were not hurt. Investigators say the homeowner was working on a motorcycle in the basement before the fire. They're still looking into the cause.
Under arrest in Geneva tonight, a 12-year-old girl charged with a hate crime. The girl's accused of painting swastikas and white powder on buildings, including an African-American church. Police say racially motivated crimes cause pain and frustration in the community and will not be tolerated. Coming up new at 6 tonight, we have reaction from Geneva, and the NAACP speaks out. A Syracuse man under arrest accused of pointing a gun at his ex-girlfriend and her 3 children. Syracuse police responded to Seward Street Wednesday night. A woman there told police 37-year-old Stephen Washington pointed a gun at her car with her 5, 8, and 12-year-old all sitting in the back. Police say they searched Washington's house and found the gun. He is now facing multiple charges, including child endangerment.
Well, happening tonight, Boeheim's Army takes to the basketball court a sold-out game at the first ever basketball tournament tip-off in the Syracuse area. That's tonight at 7.
It should be exciting. Our Nico Tamurian is live there with a look ahead at what fans can expect. Nico?
Well, there it is, Matt and Megan. Boeheim's Army back in TBT, back home for the first time in this event. Really, it's Christmas in July for Syracuse basketball fans. They get to see their favorite stars and Final Four heroes one more time in an orange uniform. It will be a capacity crowd at this event when 7 o'clock rolls around and Boeheim's Army takes on We Are D3. Right now, it's Gale Nation against Team Fancy. The winner of this game plays the winner of the Boeheim's Army matchup. But let's talk about that game a little bit tonight. Remember, the team that wins this whole tournament takes home a cool $2 million. And certainly, if that's not motivation enough, remember, these guys are reliving their orange glory days in college. It might not be the Carrier Dome, but you can bet the crowd will be filled with Let's Go Orange chants tonight, and they will not sit down until SU makes its first field goal. Remember, it's a community's love for its basketball team pouring over tonight.
So a lot of these guys I know and am familiar with, and that's good because usually when you get in these kind of environments, you have to kind of feel out the players you're playing with. We all know each other. You know, we all had on the same Syracuse jersey at one point, so that means that everybody, you know, is together on this thing. And obviously, as high stakes as it is, you know, guys just trying to win.
And that's just it. Remember, there's been 4 games here at the SRC Arena starting at 1 o'clock. This is the 3rd game right now between Team Fancy and Gale Nation. Obviously, we'll bring you the best plays from Boeheim's Army and reaction at 11. But coming up at 6 o'clock, I'll bring you some of the new and unique rules that even if you're a diehard SU college basketball fan, you're going to want to pay attention to. But right now, live at the SRC Arena, I'm Nico Tamurian.
Well, thank you, Nico. Good luck to the team and all the fans turning out. You have to win them all to advance, so
it should be a fun night. We'll be watching it.
Coming up on NBC 3 News at 5:30, our broadcast continues here. A sight to see along the shores of Lake Ontario. We're going to Fort Ontario, look back at its rich history through both times of war and peace. You're watching our special Your Town series live from Oswego on NBC 3. Welcome back to our special Your Town series here in Oswego. We're live at Harbor Fest tonight. You know, it's a site you may not know about right on the shores of Lake Ontario in the city of Oswego.
Yeah, it is Fort Ontario. It is still standing all these years later. It has seen times of war and times of peace. Our Mary Keeler takes us there.
From above, its star-shaped design is mesmerizing. The lakeside Fort Ontario is an historic landmark. From the ground,
halt! Identify yourselves!
It's a journey back in time. First built by the English in 1755, the current Fort Ontario was rebuilt 3 times over the remains of the original.
Fort Ontario is the site of 3 French and Indian War and 2 War of 1812 battles. The fort that people visit today was the 4th fortification built here, built by the United States between 1839 and 1844.
It has 5 major buildings.
2 officers' quarters, a guardhouse, enlisted men's barracks, powder magazine, and of course the 2 guardhouses, which are the last 2 buildings built in the fort in 1868.
The U.S. military also served at the fort.
Good.
And there are soldiers reenacting historically accurate duties as they're commanded.
Doing drills, fatigue duty, dress parade, retreat, and various functions that the Army would do guarding the border.
The charm and history here could soon be more than just a recognized historical place.
It's also being studied by the National Park Service for becoming a national park, all right? Because that's how significant the story is.
National park or not, Fort Ontario gets visitors from all over the world each year. For Your Town Oswego, I'm Mary Keeler reporting.
Well, it's a nice way to visit Fort Ontario, and thanks, Mary, for doing that story.
That's right, and you know what else is interesting about Fort Ontario? It was the only location that accepted refugees from the Holocaust during World War II, and yeah, we're going to explore that a little bit as well.
It's pretty deep history. If you want to explore the fort for yourself, you can. It is open to the public right through mid-October. Nice time of year to be here.
So let's tell you a little bit about the Safe Haven Museum, which perhaps you've heard of. It tells the story of the nearly 1,000 refugees who came here in 1944 fleeing Nazi Germany. It documents the persecution of the Jewish people and the rise of the Nazis, along with those refugees and their long journey to America. They also touch on their life in the shelter here in Oswego.
Our mission is to keep alive the story of the refugees who came to Oswego. Oswego opened its arms to the refugees, and it's necessary that we do not forget this piece of history. It's unique, the only refugee center in the entire United States, and it's a small but significant piece of World War II history.
This year marks the 75th anniversary of the day those European refugees arrived here in Oswego. A series of events marking this significant milestone begin on August 5th. And Kevin Hill, who you just heard from, he's also a city councilor here in Oswego. We're going to talk to him a little bit about that important milestone coming up in a few minutes.
Right now, we want to talk more about the weather. Peter, there's not really much to say except for thanks to everybody who's providing this weather today.
That's right. They couldn't have asked for a better
Have you been bribing Mother Nature or what?
Well, that's between me and Mother Nature and Wayne. I should probably throw that in there too.
That's
but anyway,
true.
yeah, Harborfest is just beautiful right now. We had some hit and miss thunderstorms in the forecast for the last couple of days, and we'll have that through Monday. And it's really like throwing a dart at the board. Unfortunately, one of those darts has hit parts of Onondaga County. In fact, meteorologist Lydia Knox is going to tell us about that thunderstorm, where it is now, where it's going next, and a flood advisory as well. Lydia.
We do have a flood advisory in effect until 7:30. That's for central Onondaga County, including Syracuse. The weather deck out here is wet because that storm passed through, dumping up to 2 inches already, which is why the National Weather Service has issued it. We'll take a look at the maps and show you where exactly that is. That shade of green showing basically over Onondaga, over Syracuse, those areas. That's where it's going to last until 7:30 tonight. Now, as we look at the radar, you can see how it's starting to dwindle. It's moving southeastward. Passing now just south of Manly, is really losing its strength, but off towards the west there are a couple more showers and storms still developing. But as that sun starts to set, we are going to see these storms and showers diminish. So that is some good news. You can see them there on live Turbo Doppler radar, brought to you by Falso Service Experts. Maybe you're headed to the Brad Paisley concert tonight at 7:30, and although we did have this brief heavy downpour, I still think many of us will stay dry from here on out. So a mixture of sunshine and clouds, temperatures around 80 degrees once you're parked and tailgating, and then we're going to fall into those mid and upper 70s as the concert starts to go underway. But as we go on into this weekend, well, we're sticking with the very warm temperatures through Monday, really, and both days this weekend, even going into next week, we are going to see that higher humidity, especially on Monday and Tuesday, but not nearly as bad as last week. And the best chance for hearing a rumble of thunder, well, that's going to be Sunday and Tuesday, especially Tuesday when we see a front dropping through. For the rest of tonight, our futurecast is picking up on those spotty showers. You can see they're very random, basically scattered across central New York. Those start to drop off tonight. We stick with mostly clear skies. That sunshine will arrive again for our Saturday, and another small chance during the afternoon hours for a pop-up shower or thunderstorm. But for the most part, Harborfest is looking very nice. Temperatures this weekend going to be in those low 80s tomorrow, upper 70s Sunday. Better chance for some showers and storms in the afternoon on Sunday. We're back near 90 tomorrow, and again on Monday. You can see that there, upper 80s Tuesday with the risk for showers and storms. Back on into those low 80s to in the middle of the week. And as we look outside on our Stanley Law Skywatch camera, you can still tell that the clouds are hanging tough over us as that shower has passed. But we are looking at more improvements as we go on into this weekend. Guys?
All right, Lydia, thank you so much. Well, we have a lot more coming up live from Oswego tonight. We're going to talk to Kevin Hill. He's an Oswego City Councilor here about all the exciting things going on.
Looking forward to hearing from Kevin as our Your Town broadcast continues from Oswego. Welcome back to our live broadcast, Your Town Oswego. We're live at Harborfest tonight. It is the perfect weather night, fireworks tomorrow night, but sunshine tonight, Smash Mouth at Brightbeck Park. It's going to be a great evening here.
Does it get any better than this? We're having a great time here in Oswego, exploring all the fun things that this great community has to offer. Joining us now is Kevin Hill. He is a city councilor in the 3rd Ward, also the vice president of the Common Council. Great to see you.
Right. Thank you for having me.
So you're born and bred. You left for a little bit and came back. What drew you back to this community?
Really, my decision to come back was based on the need of my family to partner in their family business.
Okay.
So I was working with the state in Albany, and I decided, after being approached by them, that it would be a good time to come back to Oswego, and I'm glad I did.
Yeah. How are things going? Let's start with the very recent short term. We can still look out over the marina here and see some high water levels. How's the city doing recovering from what's been a very tough spring, early summer?
You know, we have a very proactive government. Mayor Barlow has been at the front lines of combating the flooding. Our DPW Commissioner, Thomas Kells, is also doing his best to manage the flooding. The marina just reopened recently. We're doing the best we can given the conditions, but I think we're doing well.
Talk to us a little bit about some of the development, because you guys have been seeing the Route 104 corridor. There's been a bunch of money that was sunk into that, trying to bring more people to the area, make it a little bit more pedestrian friendly. Have you noticed a change in the last few years?
Yeah, the whole atmosphere in Oswego has changed. The mindset is now progress driven. We're looking to the future. We're not stuck in the past. After we were awarded the $10 million Downtown Revitalization Initiative award, that was a big turning point for the city. We owe a lot of gratitude to the Barlow administration at the time. All of our department heads, they put a lot of work into that application, and we were one of the first round winners. Those developments are now coming to fruition. We have a significant amount of development downtown. As you mentioned, the Route 104 corridor. There's the new Market Street, the Pocket Park down by Market Street, Water Street. We're seeing new housing developments spring up all over town. We're seeing small business owners invest in their business, homeowners invest in their homes, and just the general feeling has changed throughout the city.
It's really exciting, Kevin. So many natural resources here, obviously. The lake, the river, just sets Oswego up beautifully and takes us right into this weekend. You know, HarborFest has this 32-year history. It's had its times where it was really known as a giant party. But I've got to tell you, after coming here for 25-plus years, it feels different to me now. It feels more family-friendly, more for everybody. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, I think you're hitting it spot on. HarborFest in the past has been known to be kind of a large party, but I think we've reeled it back in, and now it's just quality entertainment, great food, and the fireworks are just spectacular.
Yeah, we can't wait. We look forward to seeing them. We can't wait.
It's going to be great.
Kevin Hill, thanks so much for being with us tonight.
Thank you for having me.
As we celebrate Oswego.
Yeah, a lot to talk about here in Oswego at HarborFest tonight. Still ahead on NBC 3 News at 5:30. For the first time, as we get back to some of our news stories of the day, we'll hear from a mother whose son was killed in a motorcycle crash in Onondaga, the gratitude she has for the woman who rushed to his aid.
Plus, Oswego is in the midst of a makeover. What the mayor is hoping all these new projects will encourage people here to do.
Your Town Oswego is presented by Fusillo Auto Group and Cayuga Medical Center.
Welcome back to our Your Town series. We're live at HarborFest in Oswego tonight.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Megan Coleman along with Matt Mulcahy. We will talk about that forecast coming up in just a few minutes. But it is a beautiful night here at HarborFest, the 4-day festival kicking off last night. Tens of thousands of people, in fact, are expected to come here over the course of the next few days. This is a view from Sky I-1 soaring high over the city. Oswego's home to just over 18,000 people, but HarborFest brings in about 75,000 people per year. But before we continue our live coverage from Oswego tonight, we want to tell you about an important story of tragedy and gratitude from the town of Onondaga.
The mother of a man who died in a motorcycle crash about a week ago is thanking the woman who helped her son in his final moments. Our Dan Messinio has more.
He's always got the same smile.
For Karen Ramsey, these pictures of her oldest son, Chris, are priceless. The 42-year-old father died in a motorcycle crash a week and a half ago. Karen's heart is hurting, but it's also full of gratitude.
I just want to, tell her right now that I'm so thankful that...
Karen calls her Chris's angel. A woman and her son came upon the accident on Cedar Vale Road. She stopped when others drove by. Chris was badly hurt, laying just off the road on the other side of a guardrail.
What she told me is that if that was her son, on the other side of that guardrail, would she want somebody to stay with him? And so she did.
Chris's angel waited with him until emergency crews showed up.
She said that she heard the sirens, and she told Chris, "Can you hear the sirens? They're coming. Hold on."
Paramedics rushed Chris to the hospital, where he was pronounced dead. Karen had no idea someone was with Chris until she read a card from a stranger. It was left at the funeral home.
It is our hope that knowing that your loved one was not alone may bring you even a small amount of peace and comfort.
Karen was comforted, but she didn't know how to contact the card's author. Through Facebook, she was able to track her down.
I told her that we would be forever connected.
Chris's angel prefers to remain anonymous, but Karen wanted everyone to know. Someone comforted her oldest son during the last moments of his life, and she is forever grateful.
It's just unreal right now for me. I mean, I know he's gone, but I can't believe he's gone.
And she's also grateful for all the officers that helped out that day, especially the ones with her grandson and her daughter-in-law. Reporting in Weedsport, I'm Dan Messinio.
Wow, can't even imagine, but how nice, how comforting for that mom to know that somebody was with him.
Real insight into her grief just a week and a half after losing her son in that accident. Well, as we head into the weekend, we try to appreciate these nice days. Our focus shifts to the outdoor events going on here in Oswego, also in Syracuse. Big events this weekend. Some of them include the Northeast Jazz and Wine Festival in Clinton Square tonight and tomorrow. It's 2 days of the finest international jazz, funk, soul, reggae, and more.
And the 49th annual Syracuse Arts and Crafts Festival is happening today. It's a 3-day showcase of the country's most talented artists being held in Columbus Circle.
Let's get a check on our forecast now with Peter Hall live here on the shore of Lake Ontario. We're overlooking the marina, Peter, and what a gorgeous evening.
Doesn't get better than this.
I mean, they couldn't pick a better forecast right now with all the sunshine and temperatures around 80 degrees, upper 70s to near 80. Now, there have been a few hit and miss thunderstorms that have popped up, and one was actually right over the Syracuse area. Actually produced a flood advisory for the southern part of the city, as well as areas around Onondaga Hill and Nedrow. That thing is kind of morphed to the south and east. You can see a flood advisory still in effect. As we go to the radar, that shower kind of rained itself out and then produced a new one right around the 173 corridor, roughly around Southwood, east of Jamesville, into parts of Manlius and skirting around Fayetteville as well. There's also another heavier shower on the Route 20 corridor between Cazenovia, Nelson, and Morrisville. Elsewhere, it's just warm and lovely. Any thunderstorms to the west there might get close to the Geneva area. Otherwise, as we look ahead, in short, we stay with summertime forecasts as we look at our next weather makers. We're going to stay very warm and get borderline hot. We're talking mid and upper 80s to near 90. Looking forward, yes, we'll track thunderstorms, and we'll also keep an eye on the humidity as well. Higher humidity and a better chance for showers and storms. We'll get specific on the exact forecast, but otherwise in your fastcast, most of us are going to stay dry through the afternoon and evening through the rest of the day. And as we go through the weekend, it stays very warm. New information coming up next.
This is great stuff.
All right. Well, that forecast all important for all the activities that are going on this weekend. Our Melanie Johnson is live in downtown Syracuse with a look ahead to all the buzz downtown tonight.
Despite the rain, Matt and Megan, there still are a lot of people out here at the Arts and Crafts Festival to start off their weekend, and this weekend will be a busy one in Syracuse for the festival. This is the 49th annual Arts and Crafts Festival. It goes on for 3 days in the Columbus Circle, located here in the heart of downtown. The Fine Arts Festival looks to have an estimated 50,000 people pass through today, Saturday, and Sunday. There are at least 165 vendors here selling paintings, sculptures, clothes, wood carvings, and furniture. People of all ages I talked to today tell me they love it.
It's nice looking at all of this stuff because I want to be an artist when I grow up, so it's nice looking at what other art people have created.
Another big attraction, I'm told, are the food vendors. There are at least 50 of them this year. This crafts festival is expected to wrap up soon, but will start back up tomorrow at 10 a.m. Reporting live in downtown Syracuse, I'm Melanie Johnson.
Thank you, Melanie. A great weekend to be out in downtown Syracuse between all the festivals and the music well into the night.
So we may have found the best story from downtown Syracuse today. A little boy pursuing his passion for, of all things, pickles. He's a 9-year-old boy, Parker Cook, great last name, celebrating his opening sale today at Wildflowers Armory in downtown.
Like a year ago, I was hiking and I said, Mom, there's a pickle shortage. There's not enough pickle stores. So I said to her, when I'm older, I'm gonna open a shop called What's the Big Deal? I thought I should totally open my pickle business.
I mean, a pickle shortage,
What's
right?
the deal?
What's the deal?
Yeah, I said, what's the deal?
He sells spicy and dill pickles in pint-sized jars for just $5. Within an hour of being open, he tells us he is mostly sold out of all the pickles already. So obviously there is a demand for pickles.
He is well on
in
his way. He'll
Syracuse.
probably have a booth at HarborFest next year. I'm looking
so.
forward to his future. You know, this weekend, one county in our area is giving people a chance to really get an up-close look at farm operations.
Yeah, close to 40 farms in Madison County will be opening their doors to visitors tomorrow. They'll have tours, demonstrations, and food tastings. Our Brandon Roth takes us there.
Greetings from a beautiful Empire Farm in Fenner, one of 38 farms on this weekend's Madison County Open Farm Days tour. And what a great opportunity to see all the wonderful produce and products produced right here in Madison County. The event is sponsored by Cornell Cooperative, and Tess Southern joins us now. Tess, this is really a great event. It's the 12th year, but it keeps getting bigger each year.
It does. We have 38 farms this year. Empire Buffalo is just one of the 38, and we just ask that you bring your friends, your family, coolers packed with ice so you can buy product all day long.
It's a family-friendly event. You can come out and you get a tour guide, and you can pick which ones you want to see. There's all different types of farms.
Right. There are all sorts of farms. All 38 farms are listed there, so you can plan out your whole day.
And one of our favorite farms is Empire Farm, Buffalo Farm here. And let's have Eileen Randall. Eileen, come on here. Thank you, Tess. And let's take a look. Eileen, we've been here before. We love your buffalo meat.
Yes, we always talk about the burgers, and we grill burgers for you. We also have Italian sausage. It cuts just like a beef cow does. There's steak, there's burger.
For people who aren't aware, this is really healthy. It's much healthier than traditional beef.
Yes, you can see how lean it is there. It's actually lower in fat and cholesterol than boneless, skinless
We should say
chicken.
that again. Lower in fat and cholesterol than chicken. That's amazing.
Yes.
And I've had these sausages. They are incredible.
Yeah, so it's frosted up, obviously, but the stuff looks great. It packages well. It tastes even better.
Okay, so again, it's Madison County Open Farm Days, an opportunity to check out all kinds of different fresh produce and products, to get a behind-the-scenes tours of all the great farms here in Madison County. You can get more information at Open Farm Day, MadisonCounty.com. It's from 10 to 4 tomorrow. In Fenner, Brandon Roth reporting.
Well, that's another great way to spend the weekend. I mean, I'm going to need to get some new paper to write down my list of
I don't
things
think our
to
weekend.
do.
I think we're going to need to extend the weekend into at least Tuesday.
Don't you hate that when there's one weekend with not much, and then the next one has everything to do? And that's one of those weekends. One of them is to be right here at HarborFest.
Yeah, HarborFest draws tens of thousands of people each summer. Our Lauren Khalil is live from HarborFest tonight. She has come down from the skies. Lauren, how was that ride out there?
Hey everybody, we are live from HarborFest. A couple of folks getting ready to go up and away on the helicopter. We have Sammy and Alex. Looks like your ride is next. Have you guys ever been on a helicopter before?
Nope.
First time?
First time.
What about you?
Only in video games, so I'm very experienced on such topics, but no.
Do you think that any of your video game skills are going to help you as a passenger today?
Absolutely not. It'll probably make me more terrified, so we'll see how it goes.
Are either of you guys afraid of heights?
No. Not really. A little bit, you know, not roller coaster ones because you're strapped in, so seatbelt probably be all good, but like ladders, ooh, no way.
So I have to ask, I know we went on a helicopter ride earlier today, so I've already had the experience. Somebody gets to sit in front, somebody sits in back. Have you guys decided who gets what seat?
I'm in the front. Yeah, I'm normally in the back with him, so, you know, we don't switch it up too much.
Okay.
Yeah, he always gets shotgun.
He always gets shoddy. So have you guys ever been on a helicopter ride before, did you say?
No, I've never been on a helicopter ride.
How long has this been on the bucket list for?
About 5 minutes.
About 5 minutes. How did you hear about this?
Well, he saw it, and then he was like, hey, you want to go on a helicopter ride? I was like, yeah, absolutely. So, yeah.
Awesome. Well, it looks like it's time for you guys to head on the helicopter. Enjoy. I hope you don't get sick. We'll have to check back in with them to see how they hang after going up in the air on the helicopter. But again, a stunning view for a picture-perfect day in Oswego. Beautiful way to see Lake Ontario as well as all of Harbor Fest. But that's what we're checking out today. It's Harbor Fest all weekend long. We have the details on CNYCentral.com. For now, reporting live in Oswego, I'm Lauren Khalil. We'll throw it back to you guys.
See, how cool. Next time we have to plan this better where we're up in the helicopter for the whole show.
That would be interesting. I think we might need a bigger chopper to be up there for that whole time. You know, on a day like this, it's easy to see what people love about Oswego, but we wanted to go right to the people and ask them, what do they love about their hometown community?
I love the lake. I love the people here. I feel that after 61 years, there's so many familiar faces.
I love the small town feel. I love local businesses, and I like people that love this town, that would invest in it and make it really nice because it's a beautiful town.
I like to walk along the river. There's a couple of trails out there and along the river on both sides downtown. And then we got the park here, which they've done a great job.
Now, Oswego is home, of course, to the State University of New York at Oswego. SUNY Oswego was founded in 1861, originally as a teaching college. It includes 700 acres along the lakeshore of Lake Ontario.
Famous alumni include Today Show weatherman Al Roker, who recently announced he's going to be teaching a class at SUNY Oswego. Also, actor Billy Baldwin, CNN host Wolf Blitzer, American astronaut Scott Kelly, singer Natalie Merchant, fashion icons Calvin Klein and Michael Kors, and Harvey Milk, who was one of the faces of the gay rights movement. So a lot of famous faces.
And even as we drove through Oswego today, we could see the development that's going on. We're in the middle here of several development projects.
Yeah, that's right. And that is all thanks to a $10 million state grant the city of Oswego won back in 2016. Let's tell you about some of the projects that have benefited from that state money. They include changes to State Route 104 to make it a bit more pedestrian friendly, and a facelift of Water Street connecting downtown to the riverfront and creating a small park.
Overall, I think people feel the energy, they're feeling the progress, they feel that positive momentum, and they just can't wait to see the final product. And I think there's a general understanding and a confidence that once these projects are done, Oswego will almost be a place that last summer we won't recognize.
Mayor Barlow says the projects will encourage people to get out of their cars and start walking the city, saying he hopes the extra foot traffic will help drive more people to support local businesses.
Coming up on NBC3 News at 5:30, the Children's Museum of Oswego showcasing some new and improved features. Coming up, the hands-on experience that helps children learn all about Central New York.
You're watching our special Your Town broadcast live from Oswego tonight.
Welcome back to our live Your Town broadcast here at Harbor Fest in Oswego. You know, the Children's Museum of Oswego is ready to welcome neighbors to its new and improved museum.
Our Tara Gibbons takes us on a tour and shows us what's new.
It's a hands-on experience where children can learn more about the city of Oswego. They can also learn at their own pace. Step inside the new and improved Children's Museum. The two-story, 10,000 square foot museum features interactive exhibits that tells the story of the city of Oswego. It sits on the city's waterfront, making it the perfect place to learn about the city's roots through hands-on play. Children's Museum of Oswego offers a variety of learning play zones and educational spaces. Programs cover a wide range of subjects, including STEM activities, cooking, businesses in Oswego, and much more.
We spent a long time talking to the community, talking to different groups, business owners, grandparents, parents, about what did they want in the Children's Museum? You know, what kinds of things are their children interested in? What do you want them to learn and take away from the experience?
The museum says its mission is to inspire children to learn, discover, create, and explore through the power of play. In Oswego, I'm Tara Gibbons reporting.
A little bit, yes.
All right, Tara, thank you. Gosh, it is such a great resource for this community and for families.
It really is nice, yes.
Okay, so it is on the National Register of Historic Places. It's just a short drive from Syracuse, and off in the distance there you can see it. This is the Oswego West Pier Lighthouse. It was built back in 1934.
This is the easy time of year for the lighthouse. Picture a winter scene there. Thanks to funding for repairs and restoration, though, it continues to be an icon for the city and really the region. 6 years, a combined $175,000 continues that transformation, making the inside just as beautiful as the newly painted outside. A former lighthouse keeper, now in his 80s, says he still loves to climb up to the lantern room at the top, which looks a little bit different these days.
Just shows you where technology's taken us. You know, all of this stuff used to be done by people, and now it's not.
Pan here for the teeth.
If you're interested in seeing the lighthouse for yourself, it is open to the public for tours on Friday and Saturday afternoon.
All right, there's a lot more still to come live from Oswego tonight, and now is our favorite time.
Oh, I love this part.
That's right. We are going to take you on a food tour of Oswego. All the delicious samples when we come back live from Oswego tonight. Now to our favorite part of the show. Well, we get to talk. Welcome back to Oswego, our special Your Town Live broadcast tonight. Now to our favorite part of this special show. We get to do a little food sampling.
Get out of here, flies. Colette Astoria is here. Thanks for joining us again. Tell us what you brought here today, and where do we find it all?
Well, first I want to start with our newest restaurant, Nora's, which is a health food restaurant, and no non-GMO, no antibiotics. This particular one, delicious. You'll have to try it.
Peter, you're going to try that one.
Is a cauliflower stew with some chickpeas in it and spinach.
Pete, you're a health fan, so you'll love this.
This looks really good, and I see all these desserts, so you have to eat your good food first, and then you're going to have dessert.
That's okay.
All right, so why don't you continue?
Yeah, well, let's walk on through it, Colette.
I also offer a breakfast tour now on Friday mornings. So this is from Maria's, and Maria made it herself. It's called a cinnamon roll pancake.
Oh yeah, see the pancake.
It is to die for.
Okay,
it is
that's going to be me. Did you want to try it, Colette?
No, I know all of these.
You've already had it. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
this
good.
is good. You eat this, and you don't even miss the meat.
No.
Do you know what I'm saying? If you're vegan or vegetarian, and also great for you with all those vegetables and great spices.
Oh yeah.
Who needs meat when you have pancakes?
And these, these are delicious too with the bagels. They have different toppings, right? Different
cream cheeses.
Different cream cheeses.
Yeah. This is an onion bagel with horseradish and bacon cream cheese.
That's got to be an everything.
And this is an everything bagel. Yes, it is
those.
with vegetable cream cheese. And they make all their cream cheeses themselves. And this is a New York style
All right,
bagel.
I'm sneaking in on this one.
I don't want to run out of time, and we're going to get back to the food, but tell us the tours you give so we don't miss that at the end.
Oh, okay. So I give a food and history tour Thursday, Friday, Saturdays. Thursday afternoons, Friday morning and afternoon, and then a Saturday afternoon.
Oh, that's great. It's got to be a great time.
It is.
Now let's continue this tour now. Now, where else are we here?
Okay, so here's Cupcakers. Now, Cupcakers, she makes all her cupcakes from scratch and her frostings.
They're beautiful.
And there's, so many different varieties here.
They're too pretty to touch right now. Let's try something that's a little bit more like sloppy, snacky, shareable, like we're having appetizers.
I'm going to get on that cupcake after I have my salad.
Right.
Okay,
you call it a salad?
This is a Thurston Howell salad from Water Street Cafe,
I love it.
which is housed in our old city hall. So it's a very historic building. It's a great place to go, and it's got jalapeno lime dressing.
Okay, all right, okay.
We're a little short on time, so let's get the rest of this on here.
Okay, so this is Red Sun's summer sausage pizza, and they do it in a wood fire.
Wow, fantastic.
And over here we have almond cookies from Shell's Bakery.
Wow. Beautiful.
Yeah, and we have some truffles there from Man in the Moon Candies, and iced coffee from the Connection Point.
Okay, well, when we start to sample, I know Lydia's back at the studio. Peter, you don't have much to say out here, do you?
This kind of looks like a radar screen, and can we have quadruple Doppler radar, because this works for anything, right, with the dessert. And we're also tracking a couple of showers. Good news, and Lydia and I have been in constant communication that flood advisory has been canceled for central Onondaga County. Lydia's got more. Lydia?
Yeah, enjoy that. We'll keep eating.
Thanks, Colette.
Yes, the advisory has been canceled for central Onondaga County, and the showers and storms are starting to dwindle. We're even seeing the cloud cover decrease out here on the weather deck, and it is drying up after that brief heavy downpour earlier. Live triple Doppler radar brought to you by Falso Service Experts shows where those showers and storms are now. Notice how Onondaga County is mostly dry, now basically just southeast of Cazenovia. There are still a couple of showers and storms over near Arcadia starting to move eastward, but as they do so, they are looking to weaken. So here's the wider picture. You can see more activity out towards the west. Many of us still dry, especially up in Oswego where Harborfest is going on. It's a beautiful evening there and should stay that way. We do have the Syracuse Mets in town tonight. Should be a great game, even though the cloud cover may look heavy now. We're expecting expecting that to diminish as the evening hours go on. So for HarborFest this weekend, we're going to see temperatures tonight falling into the low 70s. Saturday, mixture of sunshine and clouds, high near 82. 79 Sunday with the risk for an isolated shower storm in the afternoon. We really spike up the heat and humidity though in downtown Syracuse this weekend. 90 Saturday, 87 Sunday, 90 again on Monday, 89 on Tuesday. And as we look outside on our Stanley Loft Skywatch camera brought to you by Destiny USA, you can tell that sunshine is now returning, that the showers have passed. Guys?
All right, Lydia, thank you. We have so much coming up live from Oswego tonight. We're going to tell you about a World War II tugboat that is on the water here. It's something that you won't want to miss.
And also a story of the Oswego involvement in the Underground Railroad. A lot more as we continue our Your Town broadcast live from HarborFest in Oswego.
Your Town Oswego is presented by Fusillo Auto Group and Cayuga Medical Center.
And welcome back to our special Your Town series, our live broadcast from Oswego tonight. We begin with our Sky I-1 drone flying high over the port city of Oswego on the shores of Lake Ontario.
We're live tonight here at Breitbeck Park overlooking the marina. It's home of HarborFest. The annual event sees tens of thousands of people walking the streets of Oswego over the course of about 4 days.
Yeah, that's right. A lot of people coming here to HarborFest this weekend to take in the sights and sounds of HarborFest. It has been in effect for more than 30 years, and the best part, it's a free festival, one of just a few free festivals across New York State.
Let's give you an idea where we are tonight. We're just about a 45-minute drive from downtown Syracuse, home to SUNY Oswego, sitting right on the shoreline of Lake Ontario, the smallest of the Great Lakes. And now in its 32nd year here in Oswego, the festival will host more than 30 musical acts all across town, 4 different venues, including the main stage just a few hundred yards from where we're sitting here in Breitbeck Park.
And you can enjoy all kinds of family fun here at HarborFest this weekend, including rides on the Midway and helicopter rides for just $20 a person. Our Lauren Khalil is live here from HarborFest with us tonight with a look ahead at all the fun you can have. Lauren?
That's right. We are in front of the area where folks have been getting on helicopters all night long. You can see one of them is landing right now. Luckily, we were able to get the opportunity to get on as well. And boy, oh boy, was it gorgeous from that view over Lake Ontario, seeing all of HarborFest. But I spoke with a couple of the folks who work here, and they say, while it may not be too busy right now, they are expecting it to get busier come 7 o'clock. But they will be here all weekend long, letting people get on for rides over at HarborFest. And when I spoke to a couple of people who actually were having their first ride, they said that this is something that they've been waiting all their life to do.
Definitely the bucket list. Yep. And she wanted to go and I wanted to go. I was like, yes, we gotta go because it's gonna be, yeah, it's gonna be fun.
It was perfect. I've been wanting to do it forever, so now's the opportunity.
And again, we are live here at HarborFest. It goes through Sunday. These flights, they go through Sunday. People just walking on. You can even see little children are able to get on that once-in-a-lifetime opportunity up in the air on the helicopters. But for now, it's just a beautiful day out here at HarborFest. We're reporting live in Oswego.
And perfect conditions to be up in the air in the helicopter or just wandering around HarborFest tonight on this Friday night, Peter. It is perfect.
Yeah, I think the Oswego Chamber of Commerce probably ordered this one.
Yes,
no
doubt about it.
Yeah, lots of sunshine, nice and warm too in the upper 70s. Now we've been tracking a couple of isolated hit or miss showers and even a few downpours that have rained themselves out. Let's take a look at the radar and see what's going on. The flood advisory that was in effect has been canceled. The rain that was very heavy on the south side of Syracuse rained itself out right over Manlius. However, a new cell popped up between Central Square and Parish. Very small, but a quick downpour there. There's also a cell between Cazenovia and Morrisville, and one other cell that's strongest, but this is over only southwestern Wayne County near Palmyra and Newark. But there might even be a little hail in that one, and certainly downpours and lightning. Otherwise, as we look forward, it's summertime, summertime. In summary, it's summery. We're talking very warm to hot temperatures, mid and upper 80s to near 90 through this weekend. course, we're going to track any of these hit or miss type showers and storms. It's going to be very isolated again tomorrow, a little more widespread Sunday and Tuesday. Otherwise, the higher humidity values also noted. So our fastcast, except for a widely isolated shower, everyone else is going to be dry and very enjoyable as well. Coming up in a few more minutes, guys, we're going to have meteorologist Lydia Knox analyze the futurecast. Looking forward just to see where those hit or miss showers may pop up.
Oh, you're spoiling us.
Yeah.
I know, right?
Great stretch as we get through the latter part of July now, Peter. Thank you. And Oswego County has a unique tie to the Underground Railroad, the effort to bring slaves to freedom.
Yeah, just down the road on State Route 104 in the Village of Mexico sits one of the most well-documented sites for the Underground Railroad in the state. Really remarkable, the rich history here. It's now home to the Clark Tin Shop Museum. Back in the day, its owner spoke out publicly about slavery.
Star Clark, being an abolitionist and a very fervent one, would start talking about freedom for slaves. So over the years, he pretty much convinced the community that slavery was wrong.
Now, plans for slaves to get safe passage to Canada were made in that building, too. You can learn more about it at the museum, which is open right into December. Well, tragic NBC3 follow-up tonight out of Seneca County. Deputies say the 2-year-old child hit earlier this week in Waterloo has died. Leo Butler wandered onto Route 5 near Mac's Drive-In restaurant around 8 Tuesday night when he was struck.
Deputies still do not know how Butler was able to wander into the road and say the driver was not at fault. No criminal charges have been filed, and the investigation continues.
And we're following developing news out of Ontario County tonight. Police in Geneva say a 12-year-old girl is under arrest accused of spray painting swastikas on an African-American church. Officers say the images caused pain and frustration for the entire community.
Police say she also spray painted the phrase white power. Officers say the racially motivated crimes will not be tolerated and charges are now pending. New at 6 tonight, our Olivia Dance hears from the NAACP and neighbors in that community.
The Geneva Police Department says the first swastika, along with the words white power, was reported on June 6th on a storage shed. Just 1 month later, another 2 other swastikas were reported being seen on the Mount Calvary Church. And a few days later, another was found on the Armory. The swastikas that were painted on this wall of the church have now been covered up, but the Geneva Police Department told me the hate symbols have been up for quite some time before they ever even received a report about them. Police believe they may have been up for as long as a month. Even though all of the hate symbols have been removed, many neighbors still feel sad and disturbed that this happened in their small community.
It's just, I can't find the words for it. You know, it's really shocking.
I'm very disheartened. I'm sad. I feel that that situation is troubling in itself.
Based on their investigation, police say they are treating these incidents as hate crimes.
And I think right now as a community, we want to come together. It's very important that we come together, but the seriousness that needs to be associated with it. Yes, I'm disappointed. I think my heart is broken that it's a 12-year-old.
Reporting in Geneva, I'm Olivia Dance.
What level?
Olivia, thank you. Coming up on NBC3 News at 6 tonight, the Oswego YMCA almost closed its doors 5 years ago. We'll see the unique program helping to keep that facility open. You're watching our special Your Town series live from Oswego here on NBC3.
Welcome back to our special Your Town broadcast from Oswego here on NBC3. You know, we all know it's fun to stay at the YMCA. It's a song we're all very familiar with, but the meaning behind that longtime community center is strong. The downtown Oswego Y has been in the community for 160 years. It's actually the first one in New York State to allow women to become members.
But about 5 years ago, it almost shut its doors. Tonight, our Mary Keeler talks to one woman who helped keep it alive.
In the heart of downtown Oswego sits the YMCA. Carrie Webb is the executive director.
Our Y is in a New York State armory that is over 100 years old.
but we were at the point that the doors were going to close and we were not going to have an Oswego Y. And that was about 5 years ago.
They only used the Armory basketball court, and the building next door was falling into disrepair, unable to house youth and family programs. Webb and her staff decided to step up and make a change.
High needs of childhood obesity, poverty, changing demographics of work needs, education. So that's what your Y has to morph to. You have to meet the needs of your community, and we weren't doing that.
Webb is a single mom of 4 boys. She grew up in Oswego.
It kind of became my personal mission. I knew that I needed the Y, and if I needed the Y, someone else in my community did as well.
For the past 2.5 years, kids and families have had access to childcare, exercise classes, help with homework, and the chance to take a swing in the ring with the Oswego Boxing Club.
We wanted to give the kids of the community in Oswego something we didn't have growing up.
Kids like 14-year-old Andre Mendez.
One day we were driving and I seen boxing, and I always told my mom I wanted to do it, and my mom got me in it. It's helping me get my good grades, help me like meet new friends, like talking to people, show me respect, and help me do everything.
For him, it's more than just a place to go after school.
I feel like I'd be on the streets probably, doing like bad stuff. I wouldn't know. We're like a family, like one big family. Once you walk in, you're like a part of us.
Derek Falsetti says it's like looking back on his own life.
It's the most rewarding part of what we do. I'm very grateful for the opportunity. I was one of the kids that got in trouble in school, and I didn't really have people to look up to until I started boxing. And that shaped me to be who I am today.
I just work as hard as I can so I can go places one day.
All thanks to a mom with a dream to keep her Y going.
We are a family unit. That is what a Y is. It's a community within our community.
And that's what it'll be for years to come. For Your Town Oswego, I'm Mary Keeler reporting.
And here's what's so cool about this. Each year, the YMCA gives away $67,000 in memberships to families in need here in Oswego. Just wonderful.
Really makes it community-based, that's for certain. Now, the oldest commercial building here in Oswego is getting some new life. The Cahill building was built in 1828. At one time, it was home to a newspaper.
Yeah, and then for more than 80 years, it was in the Cahill family. Bill Cahill was mayor of Oswego, but after years of neglect, the building fell into disrepair. A developer won the community and the mayor's support to breathe new life into the building, turning it into a luxury apartment building.
Being the oldest commercial building in the city of Oswego, it had a lot of heartstrings attached to it to save it. There was a groundswell of support from the Save the Cahill building from the community.
But I want to be a really good steward for this.
Now the units range from $2,000 to $2,400 a month. Now there is a small but mighty piece of history floating permanently here in the port city.
It's a tugboat called the Major Elijah Henson. Spent all of World War II in Europe. Now has its permanent home right here, floating next to the H. Lee White Memorial Museum.
Now the boat, also referred to as the LT-5, was built back in 1943, meant for the invasion of Normandy, and it did just that on June 6, 1944. After a storm destroyed the temporary docks on the beaches, the ammunition the LT-5 brought was crucial.
With 6 rail car barges loaded with ammo, what's called combat loaded, or loaded with every type of ammunition they could think of, and their objective was to beach that ammunition.
When they achieved that objective, it was critical to the war. After the war, the boat served in the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers for more than 40 years. Oswego took ownership of the boat back in 1989. A great site of history right here in Oswego.
Well, it is hot, but it is so beautiful here in Oswego as Harbor Fest gets underway here tonight.
A beautiful evening here at Brightback Park. The Horn Dogs are playing on stage. Smash Mouth later tonight. It's a big night for Harbor Fest. We'll get that weekend weather outlook when we come back in our live Your Town broadcast.
Well, welcome back to our special Your Town broadcast live from Oswego tonight. Guys, we've had a little dinner, so I think it's time for dessert.
Yeah, well, it's always time for dessert.
Yes, this is Cupcakers, by the way, here in Oswego, and they've expanded now to Cicero.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and they smell delicious.
They look delicious. It goes well with all the food we've already been tasting here during our Your Town broadcast. So,
well, you know what? The forecast is delicious.
This one looks somehow like a,
The forecast is delicious.
Well, of course it is. So as we go,
it's kind of like a wine. You got to.
Oh, is that what we have to do?
Yeah, you have to swirl it.
Okay, well, we better get over to Lydia
All right,
before
cheers,
this all
guys,
melts.
cheers.
Lydia,
Cheers.
tell us about what's coming up next. We know it's summery. Tell us about any showers and storms, too.
They're starting to dwindle now, thankfully. Any showers or storms that popped up in Syracuse have moved out of the area. The weather deck is drier, and we're starting to see that cloud cover decrease. So if you have outdoor plans this evening, things are looking pretty good outside. We'll take you to live triple Doppler radar brought to you by Falso Service experts. Onondaga County, now dry. There's still this isolated shower just over Arcadia, bringing some heavy rain to them. But other than that, the wider view shows that most places are dry at this hour. Basically, just those few showers and storms out towards our west. They're starting to weaken as they go farther towards the east. So maybe you're going to the Brad Paisley concert this evening. The temperatures are looking pretty perfect. We're going to be right around 80 degrees for the start of the concert, and maybe when you're parking and tailgating. And then once you head home, back into those mid-70s, we do risk seeing an isolated shower or storm. I really think for the most part we're going to stay dry, and things are looking pretty perfect. Even if you're going to Harborfest, as you saw with Matt, Megan, and Peter out there, conditions are looking pretty perfect tonight. Going to head on into those low 70s. Saturday, high around 82 degrees with a mixture of sunshine and clouds. Once we go on into Sunday, that's the better chance for an isolated shower or storm in the afternoon with that high temperature right around 79 degrees. Our futurecast for the rest of tonight, any random showers or storms that are out there will start to fade once we have that sun set, turning mostly clear during the overnight hours with just a little bit of patchy valley fog developing. And by tomorrow morning, 8:30, more sunshine blankets central New York once again, and an isolated shower or storm can't be ruled out in the afternoon, very similar to what happened today, but you can see those start to weaken once we go on into the late evening hours. So back here in Syracuse, 90 degrees tomorrow, going to be pretty hot and humid weekend. 87 Sunday, better chance for showers and storms then, 90 then Monday, and we cool off towards the middle and end of the week. And as we look outside on our Stanley Lost Skywatch camera, brought to you by Destiny USA, you can see a bit of sunshine mixed with the clouds out there. We'll be back in just a few moments.
Ahead for us, rising concerns after a man is killed by a rare parasite in fresh water. What you should know about how to protect yourself. Also, the grim discovery, closure, and new questions for the family of a 12-year-old girl kidnapped decades ago. When we see you tonight.
This is NBC3 Sports.
It's the TBT opener for Boeheim's Army with a new wrinkle this year, a home game right here in Syracuse. Good evening, I'm Matt Hosworth. It's not at the Carrier Dome, but that's quite okay because SRC Arena at OCC is ready to host the sellout crowd tonight. Sports director Nico Tamurian is camped out inside the arena where the Orange fans continue to pour in.
Well, Matt, the wait is over. Summer basketball is back for Boeheim's Army. And we know, like you said, this game is sold out. We know the atmosphere will be electric, and all that's well and good. But remember, when the ball is tipped, it's all business. The novelty, nostalgia of all that goes out the window. Boeheim's Army with a mission here to try and win that $2 million. The basketball tournament is a winner-take-all event. 3 games Boeheim Army hopes to win here, and then advancing to Chicago for the quarterfinals next weekend. Now, tonight they're taking on a team called We Are D3, which, as you might have guessed, is made up of guys that played Division III basketball in college. But don't let that fool you. They're still good. In fact, Giorgio Milligan averaging 29 points per game in 2 outings in this tournament. So Boeheim's Army aware of the challenges, but confident in their own ability.
I think it'll be very hard to stop us, but I think we don't need to focus on that. I think we need to focus on defense. I think offense will take care of itself. We have a very good, experienced roster, and I think the defensive side of things will propel us to victories.
Now, there are some rules that are much different than what SU fans are used to watching with the college game. The big ones, instead of 20-minute halves, we have 9-minute quarters. So the game is 4 minutes shorter with only a 10-minute halftime. So make that intermission snack a little quicker tonight. 6 fouls allowed. That's the NBA rule as opposed to 5 in college. And this is the big one, the Elam ending, meaning every game has a winning shot with about 4 minutes to go. The first whistle after that, there will be a target score, 8 points higher than the winning team's total. So the first team to make that mark wins. And it really cuts out on the fouling you'll see that makes maybe the last minute of a game seem like 20. And proof of that, Matt, right now, Gale Nation leading Team Fancy 86-78. So when that clock gets below 4 minutes, 94 would be the target score for either team to reach to win. So Boeheim's Army gets the winner of this game, and obviously we'll bring you the best plays and reaction tonight on NBC3 News at 11. Right now, live at SRC Arena, I'm Nico Tamurian.
And the best part about it, the game will be nationally televised on ESPN2 at the top of the hour. Nico, thanks. We'll see you coming up tonight. A starting five has not been announced as of yet, but here's what Boeheim's Army is working with in terms of each player at each position. John Gillen is the only true point guard on the team, while Michael Benajay led the Orange to the Final Four when he played point in 2016. Eric Devendorf and Jordan Crawford will split responsibilities at the two-guard spot. Andrew White III and B.J. Johnson will hold down small forward. Hakeem Warwick, the only power forward on this roster, while Arinze Onuaku and Darryl Watkins will suit up at center. As for one player not on this roster you probably already noticed, Brandon Trish. He's still recovering from an injury overseas.
You have your NBA guys who obviously make the most money basketball-wise, but now you have guys who play overseas, and a lot of those guys are making the top money overseas. You know, they're the guys that you're going to see a few weeks from now playing in different countries and what have you. But I think just the elite talent makes it intriguing. The fact that it's on ESPN, even if you look on Eurobasket, which is like a European site, you know, they have stats of the TBT tournament, so obviously it's gaining notoriety.
Brandon Trish is in attendance tonight. I know everyone is up at Oswego right now, but I'm guaranteeing they will be checking their phones to see the score update. Guys, we'll send it back to you.
Oh, wait. Hold on, Matt. I got to check the score on the TBT tournament. Yeah, right. Yeah, we're looking
And
forward
Lauren
to that.
has come back down from the sky.
I am. I'm back down on the ground.
How was it?
It was incredible. I mean, so cool to have an opportunity like that right here at Harbor Fest.
Yeah, and Peter, what a night with the weather. Perfect.
It doesn't get much better than this, right? Lots of sunshine continuing. So, you know, you got to come on out here.
That's right.
Harbor Fest all day.
Not to mention, he's been sampling food for the last
And we have
45 minutes.
Man in the Moon chocolate. So this will be our capping
Lauren
off.
hasn't eaten anything.
There you go, Lauren.
Okay, here we go.
for it.
Get on in there.
Cheers.
Thank you for joining us.
We'll see you tonight on NBC3 News at 11. Have a great weekend.